Hello, and we're back with Atari 50. We're looking at the dawn of PCs. And for many, the word Atari meant not just games, but their first home computer. Even if its main use was to play games. My first one, as I said, is the Atari 2600. But there were computers which I never had. I played on a friend's Atari 400, but that was about it. So starting in the 70s with computer generation. Personal computer began to carve out its own place in the family home for millions of first-time computer owners. The name on the box was a familiar one, Atari. Who would buy Atari VCS today, though? That computer thing. How many of these we got now? This oh, it's a fairly long one. I've not gone to the end yet. Hush. So November '79. I was just laughing at the prices. So it enters the burgeoning computer market with two 8-bit machines, the 400 and the 800, with today they'll be worth $2,000 and $4,000 in dollars. And they were low-cost machines. One key selling point was that they could be connected to a standard TV, not an expensive monitor. Yeah, there's quite a few people crowding around that thing. God knows what the bloke in the middle's doing. I don't know where his hand is, but so we got into the 400. Yeah, this is definitely the one the mate had. A membrane keyboard. It was bloody awful as well. Absolutely awful. But lower cost and could better survive a drink being dropped on it. Well, I suppose that could happen. Otherwise made typing a laborious chore. Its low price though garnered it twice as many sales as the 800. I'm not surprised. Controller ports on the front. You don't get that on computers these days. Well, I suppose it's all USB now, isn't it? You can pause this and read it at your leisure. Atari 410 program recorder, so a tape recorder then. Kind of thing they used to call in W.H. Smith when Commodore 64 had a data recorder. The communicator, the educator. Just think how much all those extras cost. I certainly never had them. I never had a computer, so I think the first computer I had which got online was the Atari ST. Well, I had the Atari ST since 1987, but it was during or after I finished university that I got onto a friend's bulletin board on the internet. TV commercial from '81. A young entrepreneur extols the virtues of Atari 400 computer for work and play. Looks like Greta Thunberg. I bloody hope not.
How's business?
Morning.
Terrific. How do you keep track of your customers?
My Atari 400 home computer. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Why Atari?
Shopped around. It's a lot of computing capability for such a low price.
You use it a lot?
Sure, life's not all fun and games. There's homework, I even program. Atari has lots of software, not all the others do. And of course, only Atari has games like Centipede.
Games?
Well, we executives have to unwind.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
What a nonsense. And the 800 with its full stroke for half an hour, sculptured keyboard, but included a second cartridge slot, output for a monitor instead of a TV, so it would be even more expensive. The ability to upgrade its built-in RAM with extra modules, memory modules sold separately. Would have been cool to have one still though. What's that key on the bottom right? Sort of just under the start. That's not a key. It's bizarre. Then all the bump to do with the Atari 800. Father and son, another TV commercial. Dad explains why he bought an Atari 800 computer for his son. Well, doubt the son even knows what day it is, never mind what computer it is.
Bought a home computer, huh?
An Atari 800 home computer. Nothing but the best for my son.
Why Atari?
Atari makes computers that, seem friendly, part of the family.
Want to show off?
Sure, they're real easy. Terrific software, huh?
Nice graphics.
And how do you like this for sound capability?
Impressive.
It sure is.
So what's his first project?
Soon, the alphabet. A is for airplane.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
Yeah, of course. First gaming PC. David Crane and Jerry Jessup and Ed Fries discussed how the first Atari computers were really souped up game consoles. Yeah, I can see that.
I think the Atari 400, 800 were really the first home computers that I felt like were designed to be in somebody's home and for an average person to utilize.
Atari, made some interesting decisions over the years. I mean, they were #1 in the world in making video games, but they saw home computers were coming. Apple II was out, and they said, we got to compete with Apple for, computers. So it came down from on high that we were going to make a computer like the Apple II, but better in some way. But the engineering department said, hey, we're video game people. Why are we doing this? But they were told, you will do this. So what actually happened was the engineers made the Atari 800 into the next best video game player. It had all the sprite capability, it had coprocessors in there. The first GPU in a computer was probably in the Atari 800. All of this stuff was going on in the engineering department, and yet the management thought we were making a computer. We were really just making a video game that we could make cool games on.
My participation was mainly on the prototype pre-production side. We had this very sophisticated, allegedly sophisticated, internal interactive test system called the PIT system that we couldn't get a single unit to pass. Labor Day 1979, can you guys work overtime over the weekend? We need to hand build some production units because we need to put them complete through the entire process. They need to be completely finished, consumer product in the box. We need these for JCPenney's so that they can make the holiday catalog. So we worked, I actually didn't leave Atari for about 3 days, hand building these units. And it was like 4 400s and 4 800s to ship on Monday to JCPenney's. They received them at their warehouse, they took pictures of them for the catalog, and then they immediately shipped them back to us. That was it. That's what we needed to do to get this product out.
My main contribution to the Atari 800 operating system, I created a language similar to PostScript that could draw lines and squares and circles and vector graphics drawn into the bitmap of the Atari 800 and put them into the operating system so that I didn't have to put it in any of my games. So I could borrow from the operating system stuff that I'd put in there and use it when making games. So yes, we were tasked with working on the operating system, but we did it our way. We did it in the video game method.
The idea came up that maybe I could get one of these machines for Christmas, and I thought I was going to get an Apple II because that was what I had at school and what I thought was cool. But I got an Atari, and it was an Atari 800 with a tape cassette drive. At first I was like, oh, it's not an Apple, but it's my own computer. It's super exciting. And then the more I got into it, the more I realized it was so much better than the Apple. Probably piss off some Apple people, but it was really an amazing machine. I mean, the graphics and sound on it were incredible, and it was a super fun machine to program. And so that was really what got me started.
Star Raiders now. I played that on the 2600, but I've not played it on the... Well, certainly not on the 400 or 800, but it says it's the improved 5200 version in this collection. I will get to that. Nice bit of cover out there. And more chat about why Star Raiders was a game that made people want to buy an Atari computer.
We had access to the 800, 400, pre-production models for probably a good year before they ever hit the marketplace. And I would literally every weekend check out an Atari 800 and prototype Star Raiders and spend the entire weekend playing Star Raiders. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't get enough of it.
One of my favorite games in the 800. I really liked Star Raiders. I still play that today. I still bring up my Atari 800 and play that occasionally.
Star Raiders was the killer app. Star Raiders was to the 800 what Halo was to the Xbox. It was the game. You really, pretty much everyone bought it with the system. It was the system seller.
It was very well done. It had a lot of depth. It was easy. It had easy modes where people could get through it, and you could work up to the harder modes. And the harder modes just made things a little more difficult. They didn't penalize you for getting good at the game. So,
what did I do with my 800? And I actually did buy an Atari 800 in the company store, and I paid full price for it, full employee price. And I played Star Raiders because that's what you did on the Atari 800. There was a lot of great stuff about, storing recipes and doing this and learning things. And I did go through some of the learning things, but I played the living daylights out of Star Raiders, which was, I think, probably for a couple of years, the most phenomenal game you could play outside of an arcade.
Acoustic modem. It's the kind of thing you saw in war games. I never actually had one that just plugged the phone into it like that. Didn't think they ever seemed to actually exist. Cool times back then though. Even if it's very rudimentary to what we have now. I think my mum would have gone for playing with a computer.
Atari brings the computer age home.
Okay, Ma. What's the capital of Nebraska? Come on. I'm trying.
Atari home computers can teach you or reach you with important information anytime, day or night.
I already checked the computer. The Bears lost.
How about the Lions?
Oh, you owe me on that, too.
And if your jump shot is a little off, we can help you there, too.
Hey, guys, how about a deal? The car tonight for Atari basketball.
No.
In fact, there's no end to your possibilities with Atari home computers. They're easy to use and afford. But best of all, they just might be the wisest investment you'll ever make.
Watch this. Hey, Mom. What's the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
I told you she's smart.
Atari home computers. We've brought the computer age home.
Probably look that up in the encyclopedia. It does look pretty cool. Another advert. Blimey.
These families are learning about home computers. The family with the Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German,
French,
Italian.
The other,
No foreign languages.
the Atari family is learning
3 programs teach us to program.
the other.
We've only one.
And while the Atari family learns to play Centipede, Star Raiders, and soon,
E.T.
The other learned
We made a mistake.
over 1,000 programs featuring the world's most popular games. But sorry, only with Atari.
And back to Mino 2049er. Mino 2049er. So annoying when games are advertised and they never come out. Like Matthew Smith's Attack of the Mutant Zombie Chickens from Mars, something like that. It's supposed to come after Jet Set Willy, but we only ever had the 2 games. Never even heard of this one. I know about the 400 and the 800 XL, but sure we had those. I don't remember the 1200 XL. Then again, half this stuff didn't even come out in the UK. Oh yeah, the 600 XL and the 800 XL. But, so that was $900. Oh yeah, took it off the market within months. Not surprised. At least they look more normal. Alan Alda endorses them? Oh, you mean you paid him? Atari Soft. I think I have one of the games somewhere, but the trouble is, look at the packaging. It's bloody awful packaging. I mean, reminds me of like some was it some laser discs where you got a small amount of the original image in the sort of middle of the sleeve, and then like most of it is just some sort of bland surround all around the main poster, and it's like this. It's all blue, or it's all red, or it's all yellow. Show the game. Don't show it all red and looking like a load of crap. Just gives you a friggin' headache. Whoever came up with that sort of packaging needs bloody firing. Follow up. So we'll play that soon. And I had the 520 Atari ST 520 ST FM. It was ace because it had a mouse. I bought it in '87. When did I get rid of it? I think I got rid of it in... I feel really sad actually, because I got rid of it in about 2009. I'd not switched it on in about 10 years. So I didn't really have any need to. And I don't know if eBay had been around too long, but in the end I I don't know. I think I just got rid of it rather than try and sell it. What a shame. I had a load of discs with it, and I got just chucked them out as well. And I know there was one disc where on I can't remember what graphics program I used, probably the equivalent of Paint or something, but I just created Def Leppard's Hysteria album cover pixel by pixel, and that's now on a disc somewhere on Stockport Tip, where it's been for about 13 years. What a shame. What on earth did I get rid of all that? But then again, I hadn't used it for 10 years, so still a shame though. I never had these, but the XEGS, that looked well cool. So with the just pastel colours and the sort of weird at an angle cartridge slot on the back. Why it was like that I don't know, but it just looks damn cool. I wish I had one of them back in the day. Then again, 1987 I would have had my ZX Spectrum, so I wouldn't be getting two computers. Can you imagine buying 2 computers and then never getting time to play them all? Oh dear, it's like now when you get more than one console, when you get around to playing them all. Christ, those prices. It's obscene. Who would play those sort of prices? That looks pretty cool though. Terminator 2. Easy money. What if you actually took one of those? You actually got through everything already. Bloody hell. Blimey. What if you actually took one of those and just went to a cash point when there's lots of other people around? See how many people just get together like a serial cable and attach that to somewhere. Then again, it'll all be recorded on CCTV now. But try and attach that to the machine and just see what reaction you get from other people. Probably not as interesting as the reaction you get from the police afterwards, though. And then the Falcon. You became Mr. Falcon. But yeah, expensive, but does look pretty cool. Even though it does seem to have a bit of a dodgy look around the worst Falcon 030 there. It's sort of a bit ski whiff on the air bubbles and shit. By the way, Atari's all colourful though. Yump! What the hell? An action game in which a bouncing ball travels down a tube. Sophisticated graphics show much can be done with 1970s hardware and decades of know-how. Again, I will get to that. And into the 90s, ultimately the dominance of the IBM PC compatible market, PC rather, and Atari's exit from the computer business in the early 90s, but it was already planning a big move back into video games. You've been warned. Yep, so we've done 100% there. And then we'll be on to the 90s and beyond. Because we've done 100% and everything else. I'll come back for that.